I never envisioned my step-grandson would take such a turn. The next events left me stunned, a true tale of betrayal. In a moment of unexpected bravery, I find myself ready to share a tale that has long been hidden away, a night steeped in secrecy, complexity, and a touch of the forbidden. That day, the day everything transformed, I believed it would merely be about avoiding solitude on my 64th birthday. Yet there lay a deeper significance behind Edward's wish to keep me company. The tension that lingered between us, those unspoken emotions, and all that we had buried deep within for years could never be overlooked. And that day was when everything reached its climax. Allow me to share the tale from its very inception. In the tapestry of their lives, Edward found himself woven into the story as Jonathan's stepson. At 28, he exudes confidence and determination, a presence that could easily draw me in from the very first moment. In the year when Jonathan departed, he would often come to visit, sometimes spending days with me. Yet, 2 years ago, he vanished without a trace, leaving no word behind. In his absence, the moments we shared remained etched in the hidden recesses of my mind. I endeavored to cast him from my mind, to sweep those memories into the shadows, yet they lingered, refusing to fade. And then, that fateful day arrived. He stood at my door. He claimed he needed to search for some documents in the garage. Yet I sensed right away that his visit held a deeper purpose. Edward's gaze held a familiar intensity, one that awakened all the emotions I had carefully tucked away, catching me completely off guard. As he flashed a smile my way, papers clutched in his hand, a sense of intrigue washed over me. I sensed there was more to this encounter, and indeed, I was correct. The gramophone he had set in the garage, the very one I had longed for even during Jonathan's days, stood there with my cherished record resting upon it. The papers were merely a pretext. This was truly all about me. The instant my eyes landed on that gramophone, a surge of emotion flooded through me, as if my heart might leap from my chest. Later, Edward departed quietly, leaving behind a silence that lingered. Yet, as the evening unfolded, he returned, a cake in hand, a sweet offering that spoke volumes. That familiar smile lingered, yet now it carried a profound depth. "I didn't want you to spend your 64th birthday alone, Bella," he said, and in that moment, I understood that this was about far more than just a birthday celebration. Edward was on the brink of presenting me with an evening beyond my wildest dreams. On that fateful night, the course of everything shifted, and now I shall share every intricate detail with you. As I swung the door open, the sight of Edward standing there caught me completely off guard. This was no ordinary visit. I sensed it right away. He cradled a delicate cake, his sharp suit adding an air of elegance to the moment. The smile that graced his face held a unique quality, brimming with deeper significance and a heightened intensity. Edward, now 28, possessed a unique blend of maturity and youthful energy, rendering him irresistibly captivating. "Happy birthday, Bella," he proclaimed, his voice radiating warmth that seemed to embrace the very air of the doorway. His words caught me off guard and awakened a feeling within me that I couldn't quite put into words. He had recalled the day of my birth. For the first time, a presence had arrived to honor the occasion with such thoughtfulness. "I didn't want you to celebrate your 64th year in solitude," he added, his captivating smile widening. "This evening promises to be extraordinary. If this tale speaks to your heart, come along on this journey, subscribe, and activate notifications to uncover more adventures. Believe me, this will unfold into one of the most exhilarating tales you've ever encountered." Words danced on the tip of my tongue, yet they remained trapped, unable to escape my throat. Edward set the cake upon the coffee table, then moved in closer to me. "But Bella," he said, his gaze sweeping over me with a tender curiosity, "this evening holds the promise of something truly extraordinary. Let us honor this moment in a manner truly befitting you. Come, adorn yourself in a lovely dress, and let us craft an unforgettable evening together." Initially, I considered turning him down, but the softness of his gaze, combined with a quiet determination, rendered refusal unthinkable. I gave a subtle nod and made my way up the stairs. As I ascended the stairs, an unusual thrill surged within me. As I swung open the doors of my wardrobe, my gaze was drawn to the black dress, a forgotten piece that had remained untouched for years. As I glided my fingers across the fabric, I made my way to the mirror, drawn by its reflective allure. Before donning the dress, I shed my t-shirt, standing exposed before my reflection. My skin retained its firmness and youthful glow. I ran my hands along my waist, leaned in just a bit, and examined my shoulders with a keen eye. How utterly enchanting, I whispered softly to myself. At 64 years of age, it felt as though I had managed to elude the relentless march of time. With a smile dancing on my lips, I slipped into the dress, savoring the feeling of being truly special in that moment. As I made my way down the stairs, a well-known tune drifted from the living room, gently caressing my ears. It was the melody that danced in my heart. As I moved forward, my pace faltered, and a surge of adrenaline quickened my heartbeat. How did Edward come to know? I had never spoken of it to him. With a swirl of curiosity and a hint of bewilderment, I ventured into the living room. In the heart of the room, Edward positioned the gramophone with great care, selecting the perfect record to fill the air with its enchanting melodies. Upon catching sight of me, a spark ignited in his eyes. The look of admiration on his face conveyed a rich narrative, even in the silence of his lips. "What led you to that conclusion?" I inquired, my astonishment evident. Edward smiled gently, his eyes steady and unyielding. "I heard you, Bella," he said. "You might have believed you were the one always attuned to my words, but in reality, it was I who was truly attuned to yours. Every nuance you spoke of, every fervor you revealed, I held onto it all." His words wrapped around me like a cozy blanket, igniting a gentle glow within. It had been an eternity since I felt genuinely acknowledged, genuinely understood. Edward drew nearer, his hand reaching out toward me. "Allow this evening to revolve entirely round you, Bella. My purpose is to ensure you feel truly valued." As the melody enveloped the room, I couldn't help but notice the profound intensity and unwavering resolve reflected in his gaze. As we settled in and began to share our thoughts, it became clear that this was no ordinary exchange of words. It was woven with all the feelings and emotions we had kept hidden for so long. The connection between us deepened with each fleeting moment. Edward's voice resonated through the air, rich and brimming with feeling. "Are you aware of the reasons I stayed away, Bella?" His question took me by surprise, and my eyes were drawn to his emerald gaze, attempting to unravel the direction of this unfolding moment. He took a brief moment, as though weighing each word with great care. "I've always felt an undeniable pull towards you," he finally confessed, his voice a gentle whisper that resonated throughout the space. "I witnessed the yearning, the fervor, the thrill that resided within you. I always perceived it, yet the emotions it stirred within me filled me with fear. Bella, I was aware. The weight of your presence was too much for me to endure. My heart yearned to race towards you, yet my thoughts whispered that it was forbidden." His words wrapped around me like a comforting blanket, yet they stirred a tempest of uncertainty within. My heart raced with fervor, yet I understood the importance of maintaining my composure. With a calm inhale, I fixed my gaze upon him. "Edward, you really shouldn't say this," I replied, though the tremor in my voice revealed the turmoil within me. "I know I shouldn't," he murmured, his gaze dropping just a touch. But then he lifted his gaze to meet mine once more, and the fervor in his eyes anchored me to the spot. Yet I find myself unable to contain it any longer. "Bella, for 2 long years, your presence has lingered in my thoughts, refusing to fade away. Your gaze, your grin, every little thing about you lingers in my mind like a ghostly whisper. In every place I wandered, your presence lingered. My heart held onto the memory, refusing to let it fade away." The sincerity in his revelation both surprised and profoundly thrilled me. My hands were clasped tightly in my lap, and I became aware of their trembling. "Edward, this isn't right," I said, yet the undeniable allure he exuded tugged at my very core. "The bond, in the space that lies between us, something feels amiss." Edward leaned in a bit, bending his knees as he sat, tilting toward me with an air of intrigue. His gaze was imbued with an unwavering resolve. Whether it be right or wrong, he spoke with a voice that was both low and unwavering. "I cannot deny what I feel, and neither can you, Bella. Your gaze reveals it all to me. The bond we share is undeniably genuine." For a fleeting moment, I found myself quiet, for he held the truth. This connection between us had always lingered, a thread woven into the fabric of our lives, one that I had attempted to overlook for years. Emotions I was reluctant to confront had only deepened, drawing me closer with an undeniable force. In his gaze and his words, everything resonated within me. "Thank you for staying by my side that day," I finally said, my voice trembling with feeling. "Yet, Edward, this is perilous. Should we venture deeper, neither of us shall find the path to retreat." Edward gently extended his hand, his fingers softly resting over mine. His touch dismantled every rational wall I had constructed. "I refuse to go back, Bella," he declared. "In this fleeting moment, I yearn to share it with you, to express the depths of my feelings, to reveal just how extraordinary you are to me." Tears gathered in my eyes, yet these emotions did not shatter me. Instead, they liberated something profound within. His words flowed like a long-buried treasure, revealing a fervor he had concealed for far too long. "As I gaze upon you," he continued, his voice a gentle whisper filled with fervor, "I perceive more than mere beauty. In the tapestry of existence, I perceive a vibrant thread of strength, a fierce flame of passion, and an exuberant celebration of life. In your eyes, I see the wisdom of years, yet to me, you remain the vibrant spirit, forever enchanting and youthful. And those emotions, they will remain constant." His words pierced the final veil of my defiance. With a deep breath, I turned my gaze toward him. "Edward," I said, my voice quivering yet drawn to him, "you perceive me in a manner I haven't experienced in years, and I cannot refute that." The stillness that enveloped the room was thick, yet it conveyed 1,000 unspoken words. We simply gazed at one another, and in that stillness, every unvoiced truth came to light. The magnetic attraction that bound us was now impossible to ignore, an unchangeable truth. As Edward's lips finally brushed against mine, a torrent of all the emotions I had kept hidden surged forth, overwhelming me in that electrifying moment. His kiss ignited a fire within me, compelling me to face the emotions I had buried deep for so long. Yet, the sheer intensity of it filled me with a sense of trepidation. The rational side of me continued to resist, insisting that I shouldn't yield. In an instant, I drew back, inhaling deeply. "Edward," I murmured, my voice quivering with emotion. Uncertainty lingered in my mind, leaving me at a loss for words. Enveloped in his gaze, I sensed my grip beginning to wane. My heart raced as I took a step back, yearning to create some distance between us. In silence, I swiftly made my way to my bedroom. As I closed the door softly, I pivoted to meet the gaze of my reflection in the mirror. My cheeks glowed with warmth, and my eyes sparkled with a mix of thrill and bewilderment. My hands quivered ever so slightly. "What am I creating?" I softly murmured to myself. Yet, beneath the surface, there existed a voice that refused to be muted, a voice propelled by an insatiable yearning. I gazed into the mirror, examining the delicate lines that traced my face, subtle whispers of time's passage. But then my gaze wandered down to my still firm, youthful form. "I still possess it," I whispered, a faint, conflicted smile beginning to dance upon my lips. Yet, in a curious twist, that realization only wove a more intricate tapestry of complications. In that moment, the gentle creak of the door reached my ears. As I pivoted, Edward's unwavering gaze met mine, a testament to his resolve as he entered the room. His gaze remained fixed on me as he gently shut the door behind him and stepped closer. "Bella," he uttered, his tone soft yet unwavering, "I won't allow you to escape." As I gazed upon him, words eluded me, trapped in the silence of the moment. Edward bridged the gap that separated us, and once more, his lips met mine in a tender embrace. This kiss wove a tapestry of emotions, drawing me deeper into a realm where I felt utterly lost and yet strangely alive. One by one, my defenses began to crumble. Unable to restrain myself any further, my hands instinctively found their way to his shoulders. Edward encircled my waist with his arms, drawing me closer, even closer. His warmth wrapped around me like a cozy blanket, and I felt my breath quicken in response. His kisses journeyed from my lips to my neck, and then gracefully descended to my shoulders. My body, with an eager spirit, reacted to his every touch. Yet, the fervor of this illicit longing utterly engulfed me. I took a step back, not in haste, but to gather my breath once more. With a gentle touch, I began to grasp the straps of my dress, easing them down my shoulders. Upon the shoulders, the fabric drifted down, settling softly at my feet like a whispered secret. As I caught a fleeting glimpse of my reflection in the mirror, a wave of courage surged within me, igniting a spark of determination. "Edward," I murmured, my voice scarcely breaking the silence. "I am yielding myself to you." Those words ignited a spark in his eyes, a flame that demanded attention. Edward started to unbutton his shirt, his fingers dancing swiftly, almost with a sense of urgency. As he casually shrugged it off, his strong, athletic form came into view, and my heart raced even faster with each step he took closer. Every fiber of my being was drawn to him. With a tender touch, Edward's hands found their way to my waist, leading me softly toward the bed. As I reclined, he nestled beside me, his essence enveloping every corner of my being. His kisses began at my neck, gradually traveling down to my shoulders. As he delved into every facet of my being with each gentle caress, he stirred feelings and desires that had long been hidden away, waiting to be rediscovered. This moment marked the dawn of an unforgettable night, one that I could never have envisioned. And I felt deep within that everything would change from that point onward. Everything was unfolding at such a rapid pace that my heart raced, threatening to leap from my chest. I gazed at Edward, my heart a tumult of confusion and longing that I could not conceal. "Never could I have imagined such a moment," I exclaimed, my heart racing. "Yet at this very instant, more than anything else, this is what I desire." My heart brims with anticipation and longing. Edward tilted his head slightly, a gentle yet resolute smile blossoming on his lips. "Bella," he said, his voice smooth and rich, weaving a spell that anchored me in the moment. We both yearned for this, yet each time we found ourselves fleeing from it. "Not this evening. This evening, we shall remain right where we are." In that instant, Edward's words broke through the final barriers I had erected. I had surrendered to the unfolding of the night, no longer concerned about where it might lead us. I stood on the brink, eager to immerse myself in the experience that awaited. Something vast and overwhelming welled up inside me, so intense that I felt compelled to shut my eyes, clutching the blanket with one hand and gripping the edge of the bedside table with the other. The intensity enveloped me, leaving me breathless. My eyes closed for 2 or 3 minutes as I sought to concentrate solely on the sensations coursing through me. As I slowly opened my eyes and gazed up at the ceiling, I found Edward leaning over me. His hair was tousled, and a gentle sheen of sweat adorned his forehead. Just as I was thinking this is perfect, Edward reached out and pressed his hand over mine on the bed. Everything unfolded like a dream, both surreal and strikingly vivid. As I turned my gaze to the mirror and beheld the reflection of us in that moment, I found myself unable to restrain my emotions any longer. My legs tightened with an intensity that threatened to sweep me away into darkness. This was a yearning and fervor I had never encountered before, and I found myself completely astonished by my own responses. And then there was Edward, so captivating that I could scarcely fathom his existence. His cheeks glowed with warmth, and he was lavishing me with kind words. My voice quivered softly as I murmured, "Edward, you are remarkable, without a doubt. I long for this night to stretch on forever." The thrill in his eyes was unmistakably intensifying. With my other hand, I reached out and placed it over his chest, sensing the quick rhythm of his heart beneath my palm. "I've always longed for you," I confessed, scarcely able to grasp the truth of my own words. "It's hard to fathom that this is unfolding before my eyes." As I shut my eyes once more, I let myself be enveloped by the warmth that coursed through my veins. In that very instant, a powerful heat ignited within me, consuming my entire essence. Edward, his breath ragged and unsteady, fell to the ground beside me. Edward sat up, a fierce determination etched across his features as he reached for his phone. With a glance in my direction, he deftly unlocked the screen using his fingers. "Bella, I have something to reveal to you," he said. As he directed the phone my way, my eyes grew wide with surprise. There it was, a charming cottage nestled by the serene lake, a small haven of comfort and tranquility. Precisely the kind of retreat I had always envisioned in my dreams. "I want to take you here," he said, his voice a blend of earnestness and longing. In a distant corner of this house, it's just the two of us, away from the rest of the world. As dawn breaks tomorrow, we shall venture to this enchanting place, and once we arrive, I will invite you to don an outfit I have carefully selected for you. For tonight, I beheld the woman of my dreams. That woman is you, Bella. From the very beginning, it has always been you." His words unleashed a tempest within me, and my heart started to race wildly. As I gazed upon him, I found myself utterly speechless. This was not merely a tale of a single night. It was an entrance to a realm of endless possibilities. As I stood before that door, uncertainty loomed about what lay beyond. Yet, for the first time, fear had no hold on me, for I knew I would not be crossing the threshold alone. The journey has just begun, and there are many more chapters yet to unfold. If you've journeyed this far, I sense that this tale has profoundly resonated with you. There's an abundance of tales waiting to be unveiled, and you'll want to catch every single nuance. Be sure to tap that follow button, activate notifications, and share your thoughts about this tale in the comments. I eagerly await your reflections, so let's engage in conversation in the comments below.